Listen to me. Everybody loves the idea of courage. Everybody wants to talk about being brave. But when life hits hard, when fear shows up at your doorstep, most people freeze, they run, they hide. But I need you to understand this. Bravery isn't about living without fear, it's about moving forward in the face of fear. You think courage is going to fall into your lap one day. No, courage is a choice. Bravery is built in the moments where you're shaking, your hands are sweating, your knees are weak, but you still move. Bravery is when you look life in the eye and say, "You will not control me." Some of you are waiting for the fear to go away before you act. That's why you're stuck. You're waiting to feel comfortable, waiting to feel strong, waiting to feel ready. But the truth, you will never feel ready. Fear will always be there, but courage is you saying, "I don't care how I feel. I don't care how scary this is. I'm stepping forward anyway." Life is going to test you. It's going to throw storms, loss, rejection, failure, pain, and when those moments come, you've got two choices: fold under the weight of fear or rise above it. Bravery isn't loud all the time. Sometimes bravery is simply showing up when you don't want to. Sometimes it's putting one foot in front of the other when everything in you says quit. You want to be brave, stop looking at fear as your enemy. Fear is proof you're on the edge of growth. Fear is proof you're in the arena, not on the sidelines. The people who succeed are not the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who move despite it. So today, stop running. Stop waiting. Stop letting fear be the driver of your life. Look it in the face and take your step. Be brave, not because it's easy, but because your future demands it. Be brave because the life you want, the dreams you're chasing, the impact you're meant to make, they're all waiting for you on the other side of fear. Listen to me. If you're waiting for the day when fear disappears before you act, you'll be waiting your whole life. Fear is never going to vanish. It's always going to whisper in your ear, always going to sit in the back of your mind. You know what fear is. It's a warning system. It's your body saying, "This is new, this is risky, this is uncertain," and that's okay. Fear is part of the human experience. The difference between the people who make it and the people who quit isn't that one group feels fearless. It's that one group chooses to move anyway. Think about it. Every single person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, they were afraid at some point. That athlete before the big game, nervous. That entrepreneur before launching their business, terrified. That student stepping into an exam room, that single parent trying to make ends meet, that soldier walking into battle. Every one of them felt fear. But bravery isn't about living a life without fear. Bravery is about staring fear down and saying, "You don't get to decide my future." Here's the problem. Most people let fear run their life. Fear tells them, "Don't try, you'll fail." Fear tells them, "Stay safe, stay comfortable, don't take that risk." And they listen. They let fear sit in the driver's seat while they sit in the back, watching life pass them by. But real bravery, real courage, that's when you grab the wheel back. That's when you feel the fear, but you say, "I'm still going." Let me break it down for you. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. When your heart starts racing, when your stomach knots up, when your mind tells you to run, that's not a sign to quit. That's a sign you're stepping into territory that matters. If it didn't matter, you wouldn't feel anything. You'd be calm, comfortable, safe, but nothing great comes from comfort. Nothing extraordinary is born where you feel relaxed. Fear is the fire that forges strength. If you walk through it, you have to make a choice. Every day, fear is going to show up. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. But bravery is not a one-time act. It's a daily decision. Every morning you wake up and say, "I know fear is here, but it will not control me." And then you step forward. Let me be clear, bravery doesn't always look big. Sometimes bravery is applying for that job even though you're scared of being told no. Sometimes bravery is standing up and speaking your truth when your voice shakes. Sometimes bravery is taking that first step toward a dream even when the path is foggy. Bravery is not the absence of fear, it's action in the middle of fear. So the next time life gets scary, don't wait for fear to disappear. Move anyway, walk forward with shaky hands and trembling knees if you must, because that's what courage really is. Listen, you don't just wake up one morning with courage fully loaded inside you. Nobody hands it to you as a gift. You can't buy it, you can't borrow it, you can't fake it. Courage is built. It's developed in the grind, in the battles, in the moments when you feel like breaking, but you choose to stand. Every single act of bravery you see in others is the result of hundreds of choices they made when nobody was watching. Too many people think courage is something you're born with. They look at leaders, fighters, and achievers and say they must have been born fearless. No, that's not the truth. They weren't born with some special courage gene. They built it. They went through nights of doubt, seasons of pain, and battles with fear. And every time they refused to back down, they were stacking bricks of courage. You have to understand this. Courage is a muscle, and just like a muscle, the only way it grows is through resistance. You don't get stronger by sitting still. You get stronger by lifting heavy weight. Life will put heavy weight on you. Problems, setbacks, losses, failures, these are the weights. You can either collapse under them or push through them, and when you push through, your courage muscle grows. Think about the first time you tried something new. Maybe it was learning to drive, maybe it was speaking in front of a group, maybe it was starting a new job. The first time was scary. You were shaky, unsure, maybe even embarrassed. But the more you did it, the more comfortable you got. The more comfortable you got, the braver you became. That's proof. Courage is not magic, it's repetition. It's built through exposure, practice, and persistence. But here's the problem. Most people don't stick around long enough to build it. They quit after the first rejection. They stop after the first failure. They let fear knock them down and they stay on the ground. But the courageous, they get back up. They take the hit, they stumble, they bleed, but they rise again. And every time they rise, they add another layer of strength to their character. Courage is built in the dark. It's built when nobody is clapping for you, when nobody even knows you're fighting. It's built when you wake up and face your problems instead of running from them. It's built when you keep going after hearing no 100 times. It's built when you stand up for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. So stop waiting for courage to show up like a miracle. Stop telling yourself, when I feel brave, I'll move. No, you move first. You act scared, you act nervous, you act unsure, and as you act, courage begins to build. The more you face what frightens you, the more you develop the inner strength to keep moving forward. Courage is built, not given. Brick by brick, choice by choice, battle by battle. And if you're willing to fight for it, there's no fear in this world that can stop you. Let me tell you something that can flip your whole mindset. Fear is not your enemy. The problem is, most people treat fear like it's a monster out to destroy them. The second they feel it, they run, they avoid it, they hide from it. But the truth, fear is actually one of the most powerful signals you'll ever receive. Fear means you're standing at the edge of something that matters. Fear means you're about to step into growth. Look at your life. Every breakthrough you've ever had came with fear right before it. Remember when you had to take that first big step? Whether it was speaking up in class, going for that interview, moving to a new city, or chasing a dream, you were nervous, you were uncertain. Fear was screaming in your ear, don't do it. But the moment you did it anyway, the moment you pushed through, that's when you grew. That's when you realized you were stronger than you thought. That's when you leveled up. See, fear isn't here to stop you. It's here to stretch you. Fear is like a signpost that says, on the other side of this is a new version of you. But most people never get there because they see fear as a wall instead of a doorway. They let it block them instead of walking through it. And that's why they stay the same, year after year. Nothing changes because they refuse to face the fear that would unlock their next level. Let's break it down. Fear is simply your mind warning you, this is new, this is uncertain, this might hurt. But those are the very ingredients of growth. You can't grow in comfort. You can't become great doing the same thing, playing it safe, avoiding the unknown. Growth always requires risk. It always requires stepping where you've never stepped before. And fear is proof you're in the right place. Think about a butterfly. Before it takes flight, it has to struggle in that cocoon. That struggle looks painful, it looks hard, but that resistance is what gives it the strength to fly. If you cut the cocoon open early, the butterfly would never survive. That's how fear works in your life. It's pressure, it's resistance, it's challenge, and if you push through it, you develop the wings to soar. The bravest people in the world aren't the ones without fear. They're the ones who recognize fear for what it is, a teacher. They see it as a sign they're on the right path. They say, if I'm scared, that means I'm about to grow. If I'm nervous, that means I'm about to level up. If I feel fear, that means I'm exactly where I need to be. So stop running from fear. Stop letting it control your decisions. The next time fear shows up, don't retreat, lean in. Don't say, I can't. Say, this is my moment. Because fear is not your enemy. It's the signal that your future, your potential, your greatness, it's all waiting for you on the other side.